stay there. And you can see here when we're breaking this balance, usually when you're breaking these balances, right, you want to break it on a lot more volume. And when I look at this in 65 minutes, you're going up, and then basically when it should have been coming back and falling, you see the bearish volume anomaly here. It's picking up a little bit. So they're running on a lot less volume, and now you see this kind of high volume node being built here. So if they're able to crack, I would say, what is this? 51-ish. If they crack below 51, I would not be shocked if they come back and retest this 31.28 level. They might stop here at 37, which is a developing value area high, but I would think that they're most likely going to come back to this level here, and we'll find the POC for today shortly here.
Well, we had quite a run today, huh? While I was away, the cats were playing.
Oh yeah,
crazy.
Run. I only had one trade.
Nice.
It was plenty for me. Oh man, yeah. So this looks like what's going on here? Do you guys see it? Is this a poor high or?
It looks strong because it's a P shape.
Yeah, but the high itself is poor. That means there's unfinished auction right here. Right here, they're gonna come back here probably tonight. Hopefully, look above, fail, and then the PD POCs. Let me just move these around. I have to trade pretty good tomorrow. We just came back from Target, by the way. The trick of holding hands did not work.
Did it work? Holding hands don't help.
It did not work. It actually cost me more. She felt comfortable putting shit in the basket.
That's funny.
You have to bring the kids and cause chaos and get the heck out of there.
Oh no, they want stuff too.
I have to go in the toy section. When I have to go in that,
you gotta go alone with a list.
And it's like, all right, this is gonna be expensive. So yeah, I don't look forward to going to that area at all. It's just impressive that this candle here. Oh my god, how many people got excited on this short here? I saw it and I'm like, man, they're ready to dump this. And look at this beautiful break here, and then they bounced off of it. But this is the long that was really, really good here, guys. I mentioned it in the chat. I don't know who saw it, but I mentioned that they want 30-31 on the pullback, and they did it right here perfectly. And then obviously they started the run. So for tomorrow, I mean, if they're able to go, I would say, let's crack this POC here. I don't know why. Oh, changed because it's on a different time frame. If you're able to crack, I would say, ideally here, lose this here because this should have been the value area, but it seems like we had a lot of volume here on the bottom. Losing POC, it's gonna, for me at least, trigger the bearish side, right? We are inside the value here for now, right? It doesn't mean we're gonna open there, but from what I read, I did not think that the PPI was good. It to me looked fairly, growing, right? And there's a lot more coming. But I just didn't get, why the run. And it could be that it was to empty out, kill the short dated puts that were there. And then basically, you see them loading up on longer dated puts while nobody's watching after hours. So maybe that theory stands, and we'll find out tomorrow, right? If they're not able to sustain this POC, most likely we're going to be coming back to 38. And that'd be good. 20 points. That might be one trade and done. So I'll watch for this, right? This would be the ideal level. There's no spikes, meaning that, everything so far retested pretty well. So breaking over 62, you're targeting 77. And then my ultimate target would be 86, because if they have 2 days to run forward, like if they break this PDH here that I just added the line here, and we know the rules of the value areas, there's a high chance that, we are going to probably break this and continue higher, right? Okay. Call selling. What are you posting, KSM? Oh, they started selling calls at 2 o'clock. That's weird. Yeah, I mean, NASDAQ looked a lot weaker today as well. All right, so any questions on this? I'm looking for 66. If you can break over that 11 points, ultimately, this is our target. This is what I'm expecting that we're going to go and hit. Just because right now on the monthlies, and I'll bring it up so you guys understand why I say that. Let's go to the monthly. Unlock. Let me know if you guys can see it clearly or not. See drawings. Okay, so now if you guys look, we are outside of the August value area high. This value area high is shifting here. So obviously we went to the bottom here, right? We bounced very close to the August value area low. And then, we ran through this POC like it pretty much wasn't there now. Ran over that, and now we're building value higher, right? And we have an SR flip like we had here. But if they're able to crack that SR flip here, imagine how many people are going to be looking to short that SR flip, right? Even though you look here, there's not a lot of volume on that SR flip, right? It's a skinny belly here in the zone. So a lot of people might get trapped on this SR flip if they see it. Is it a bad spot for a long data put for December? I don't think so, but you have to be in the mindset that you might have to add towards this POC, or if they're, respecting this value area low, which if you look at this line, they're able to go here and they get the momentum. They could push this to 46.24, right? They're reclaiming value areas almost like as if there's no sellers at the moment. So it'll be really interesting to see if they're raising the price for, volume sellers to sell, or if it's really being accepted higher, right? So any failure below 46 tomorrow, August value area high, is going to be really, really bearish. If they're not able to hold this in the first 30 minutes, man, it might even plummet in a day all the way to 44.26. It sounds crazy, but they cannot lose this tomorrow or overnight, this level here. So, because if you look this value, I know it's 15 days. Half the month, and look at the value area between this one and that one. What did I tell you guys in the last class about value area? If the value areas are tight, who's involved? Is it long term or short term? Short
Long term.
No,
Oh,
long terms
sorry,
are
I
on
thought it
white
was the big
balance.
boy.
Short terms are on these. When the balances are tight, that's where the short term are. Long term is not interested here. They'll
Oh,
be
that's right. I remember.
on the extremes hit of the wide balance areas, right?
Yep.
So we'll see, right? This is just a volume profile analysis. So I'm expecting that potentially they're going to trap more and run to the POC, but I'll be ready to short. If they're not able to hold, I would call this. I didn't think it was going to come back like that, but okay. But you guys see this value area high here, and then the current month August value area high is a 53. So that 46 to 53, to me, that's not a tradable zone. You guys are welcome to trade inside of it, but I'll avoid that area, right? Breaking below this August value area high is where, I get really interested in potentially shorting and taking more puts. Or if they drive it all the way to this red area, this is where we had, I would say, this is your monthly VPOC here as well. If you're able to dump from here, that'd be great. And multiple weeks consolidation at that POC. So I'll watch this level. I'll play bullish bearish until we get there. Either whatever gives me the retest, right, and plays, but I would not be buying much at this level here. My caution right now is more on the risk to reward for puts than it is for calls at the moment, right? Until this changes, if they're able to auction higher, right, let's say they're able to auction higher than this July value area high, then things would change. that means that they're interested in going higher. You know, for some reason, new information in the market is generated. Some weird articles today about JP Morgan and them calling bearish side along with their CEO. I don't trust these people that much because I don't think they have too much interest for you guys or me. So I'm just kind of trying to figure out what is being portrayed in the market by these big boys at the moment. I can't figure it out yet, but let's see what happens. Tomorrow will be a really big telling day in terms of where we go the next week. If we're able to hold this, next week we hit 46.24. We lose 46, we're going to hit this, which should be somewhere around 44.34 to 25, believe it or not. So let's find out. On NQ, I don't know if anyone paid attention when we did this, but this is our weekly PVP here. And if you guys look, this was a 3-week balance. I don't know if you guys remember. We drew this and look where we were stuck. We haven't really, you know, we broke above this balance. And if you guys look at this, the 99, 95, where did it go? Just change this. And we are right at the second sig of this. Okay. So I would expect this. Oh, I thought quad watching was on the 15th. Why is it triple? Which I thought quad watching was tomorrow. Why is it triple? What's not expiring tomorrow? All right, nobody knows. So this is our 3-week 2 sig, and then we have the 2 sig here on the bottom as well. So if you're, this printer just scared the crap out of me. I guess my wife's printing. That I have a printer in the office. 3-week 2 sig. So for anyone that doesn't know about the SIGs, right, it is in the PowerPoint. Basically, we're looking at the 2 standard deviations, and usually those are return points for stocks and everything else, right? We are approaching pretty much the top right now, and usually this is a good sign for a reversal. I'm just gonna check something here. We're above everything here. Okay. What would I do? Yeah, so this is interesting here. Once we broke the 3-day value area high, you guys remember when we did that on NQ yesterday, or maybe not? Let me show you 3-day value. So this was the 3-day value area high that we had, I believe, yep, here. And you see how they retested and they literally came back to it and took off. I mean, losing this PDPOC here is gonna be, I mean, it's gonna be big. I'm gonna delete this. I would most likely look short below this POC if they can't hold it. We had a double distribution and then Q ran it. Yeah, if we lose this POC tomorrow, it would be probably a down day, a decent trend day down. All the way to PD value area low. Hold on, is this right? Yeah. About 80 points. Potentially dump from here. I'll watch for the PD POC to lose. And then developing weekly high. I'll check something. The value area shift down. That's interesting. If you catch this, you have 23 points for you to get out here on the POC. Hide this here. I think this would be a pretty good area. If they do dump here, probably they're gonna bounce here at PD value area low. They could target this 15.5 as well on that Q. I'll watch POC break. If they break that, you have 23 points. This area here is gonna be tough. Probably they're gonna try to defend this as much as possible. So I wouldn't trade in here too much. Crack hook this. I think we have a little bit more down. So that's the plan for NQ. And I'll write up NQ and ES, but man, this looks so ready to dump.
Bert, I had a question about ES this morning. At about, I guess it was probably around 6:40 Eastern time. There was a massive volume spike. And
this one here.
Yeah, it might have been, that might be it. I'm looking at the candles. You can see the volume spike up from a times standpoint quite a bit. And I guess something happened where China was lowering 25 basis points for money they had to have for banks or something like that.
It's called a nominal rate.
Okay. So
basically they're lowering probably their cash reserves the banks have to have. Maybe they're not liquid.
yeah, and it created like I don't know, would that have been an algo spike?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look at this candle here.
Oh no, it's crazy. Yeah. I was watching when it happened. I'm like, what the hell's that?
Yeah. I mean, this here was enough to push the market down, honestly. And then, I mean, they defended it. I guess they defended at this level here.
But it kind of took off from that point forward. I mean, that would have been a great entry.
Yeah, 10 o'clock. I mean, that's where ES also bounced. I mean, if you remember, this was the level 28.30 I kept calling out.
Oh, no, not 10 o'clock. I'm talking 6.
Oh, you're talking about 6:40?
6:40 Eastern time.
Yeah, well, that's here somewhere.
Yeah, if you look at the candle, it's like a really weird looking 5-minute candle. It's not as weird looking on this. Yeah.
Let me just lower the time frame a little.
There it is. Back there. Here? No, with the long wicks.
Oh, this one here, 6:20. Oh, yeah.
Yep. But that's and I was like, what the heck happened? And Burnside, Burnside said, something about China, or posted something about China dropping the 25 basis points. But the reaction, what I guess I'm trying to figure out was that just an algo buy-in, or were they moving money from China into our
I mean,
economy?
it could be that it's FX swaps where they swap the currencies as well to protect. So I don't know which way went. I haven't looked at any FX at all to see what actually happened, but it could be. It very well
I'm just
could.
trying to
From
recognize.
here, you have a really, indecision candle with a spike in delta and 5 times the volume. So
Yeah.
when you see here, when they came back, let me just highlight the bottom of this candle. Look where they bounced later on.
Yep.
Right on, right? So they came back and tested it perfectly, and then they pretty much never looked back, I guess. Maybe they did here a little bit, but man, that was a nice bounce as well. To me, when I looked at these on 30 minutes, just shortly after the market closed, it just didn't look like there was a lot of confirmation. I mean, you look at this candle here, they're aggressively selling, decent volume here, selling, and then there comes a buyer on this candle here.
Mhm.
And look at this.
That looks
3
like it's
o'clock,
selling.
and selling, yeah. And then this guy here, somehow highest volume, no body here, no volume. So to me, just, I don't know, it didn't make sense what's going on here. And look at this right here. Take a look at this candle here.
Yeah.
Do you see the delta on this candle?
Makes no sense.
Yeah, to me,
Super
it
red.
just looks like
And
they're
then it
trying
continues
to
to
get it
run.
to a level. They're trying to get it to a level, like, because I think they killed the shorts. This was a candle that killed all the shorts here, and they're like, okay, time to go, right? And then once the shorts started covering, you see that there's no volume. I mean, look at the volume. You're dropping off on every single candle, and then another seller, massive seller, comes in and doesn't do anything. That's a short cover rally again. And it's not like you're ripping higher. This was almost like down, make higher high, kill the shorts. Shorts load up, they kill them. Shorts load up, they kill them. And I don't know. I honestly expected one of these days to do this. I felt like we were way too short, because if you look at this on, let me go on like daily or something. When you have equal lows like this being built out, so what that means is that there's too many shorts, they are loaded up, and most likely what they're going to do is they're usually out of these lows, they will run the stops, right? Like maybe something like this, where they will kill, people get excited, they load up more puts, and then and people are probably buying more puts here and short covering their positions long, so they load it up. And what a better way to kill them than do this. I mean, think about how many people bought puts here, long dated puts I'm talking about. And I mean, they got they got killed today. So, and ES looks good. This is a good candle. I mean, 1.4 million on a new contract with Delta. If you think this is good, take a look at this one. Negative 5,000 Delta on NQ today. It's a little bit of a caution sign, right? So I wouldn't be surprised. And you see here, right? I'm on daily, guys. Like, you see this consolidation on POCs on each candle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let's just take a look at it, right? I'm just using custom volume profile. I'm just gonna draw it here. I'm gonna increase these ticks a little bit. And maybe get to the settings I want point. And look where we came today at this POC.
Yeah.
Here below it. So on NQ, losing this 65, yes, there's a buyer here, right? There's a decent sized buyer right here, but losing the 65 gives you 50 up. I don't know if I would necessarily play that, but losing this, where you would lose these buyers, I mean, you get massive drops then. This is a 30-point drop between this shelf and this shelf. Is worth it. It's a good play. Once you lose this shelf, then you see you have a little bit of chop. They're probably going to run 2 stops. But this seller here also, I wouldn't ignore him just yet. Because if you look here at the top, when you zoom in a little bit and see the numbers, there's a lot of selling here. Sell, 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 sell. And I don't see any aggressive buyers yet. I don't see any buyers that are aggressive here at the moment, especially not on this candle. There's one here at the bottom with a completed auction. And you see, what I was talking about earlier, this is not a completed auction here. And we'll check here on NQ. Let me just change. So if you look here, this looks like a completed auction on the TPOs, but let me make sure my aggregation is not yet. All right, let's see by the time it loads. Right. So it still looks like a completed auction on TPO. To me, it just did not look, and there's a lot of excess here. So there is single prints coming in on the top side, right? You guys see that? We would have to crack over 717 for any meaningful continuation for me. And if you guys look here, right? Look what we kind of are going for right here. You guys see the single prints coming from this candle that broke the balance that we had. So you had this massive balance, and this is the candle that broke it. And now you came back very close to fill it. And you see here, look at the value area highs at this level here. For instance, right here, you have the value area high, you have a value area here. So that tells you what? What do you guys think happens here? This is telling you a pretty good piece of information. They're really not interested in going higher, guys. If they break this with ease, something will not add up in the market. They're baiting people here, because then you look at here, you have the value area lows that are also stacked, right? And we can potentially combine these, right? So let's merge left, merge left. And here's this now. So you have this POC, and look where we are. 700 POC with the value area low, I guess perfectly right. Oh, never mind, it's right here. So 668, I think that's a similar level that we talked about on NQ. If you lose 668, you really have opportunity to test, at least 633 here. And then you have a VPOC sitting a little bit below that, 618. So the value area high on NQ is here. They tried to respect it today, 665. I would short if we are able to break 665, and I think that's what volume said kind of on NQ as well. Let me just go back. 671. I did see a node when I drew this here. Let me show you guys. So if you guys look here, there's the level of 52, but you see this node here, it's right at 665. That's the one I was watching. So the fall off starts here on this high volume node. So I'd watch probably 665 if I was to kind of go short, let it reclaim this level, and then you could drive all the way to 618 on NQ. But it just does not look like a really confident run today, at least not for me. Okay. I'm just gonna, and this level here is huge. Yeah, this looks pretty good here. I just have yeah, let's see what happens. I just don't think this was valid today. We'll find out tomorrow. Okay, on ES, it looks better. So now if you guys look here, this is the same. Do you guys remember when we broke this balance? We talked about this when actually this was building up here. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days balance. This was the 550 was the balance. Well, it was actually different at that time. It wasn't 550. Maybe the contract switch, it was 500. Was the level, I guess 50 points variance. But this was the level we were watching for, if we break below, we have a potential to dump. And look, now I think we're coming back to it, which should be interesting if we are able to get there now. We broke it. If you crack through it again, it's going to be a very, very important level that they defend this 550, 551. They already bounced, I guess, late at 230 today. But now, if they're not able to hold this, and you have about 540, you can dump. But ultimately, you're most likely going to come back here to about 532, which we know, they respected today a lot. Okay. Lowercase b, two lowercase b's, right? So you're starting a downtrend and immediately reversing here. I don't know, because you broke this value area low, and then you use it as a beautiful bounce here. I don't know if you guys are able to see it, but use it as a really nice bounce, and then it took off. So let's find out if they're able to break the 63 on the VPOC. Then we know that they're probably targeting on TPOs. They have 71 to 70 here, and then the high of that would be 79. And I think we said on ES right here, we have 77 and 86. So very close. So I'm looking to see what happens on VPOC tomorrow, if they're able to crack this higher right now. But it seems like, they found that new buyers, right, over the value area high here. They popped higher, then they cracked this POC. They had some trouble here. They popped over the value area high, small retest. So now, I guess value area high is a 45.50 here, 48.75. So let me make sure here. And here it's a little bit higher on volume profile. Yeah, I would prefer to short it, probably below this volume node here where it kind of falls off, even though this one has potential, but I would watch how it reacts, right? If it's coming here and it's getting support, reacting, I would be careful, but below PD POC, my sentiment's somewhat bearish, and we're already inside the PD value area high. It's not the easiest price action to read at the moment, I would say. Yeah, I would definitely I'm gonna watch below this POC what happens, because they can accelerate this down, and it is, quad witching tomorrow, so you can expect a lot of volatility and a lot of fireworks, and I'll be trading live with you guys tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. Okay. I'll post in Shorty's corner just in case, so you guys can reference it. I'll post NQ and ES, the plan. I'm just gonna digest it a little bit more here tonight. See if I see anything unusual overall, but honestly, nothing here. For me, this just seems like a balance stop, right? So you coming here, you're not able to crack, you failed. And I mean, this is the range bottom and this is the top. So it's nothing really, for me, everything's screaming short right now. Any questions from anyone? You guys there?
Yeah. Yes.
No questions?
No, thank you.
I don't have any. I don't have
Yeah.
any. Thank you, Shorty.
Yeah, and I'll be short overnight if we crack 681 on NQ. I have a stop sell there, just FYI. I'm expecting that they would probably go all the way to 660, evil number 6666 here. So if they do that, then I'll be watching. Okay, I'll be live tomorrow, probably at 9:15, just so we can catch up if we see anything unusual happening pre-market, and then go from there.
Oh, that's cool. Thank you.
Tomorrow. Thank you.
Thanks, Shorty.
Bye. Thank you.
Night, everybody.